I think so. Once Enzorug really gets going, then it does have bench sniping abilities. So it is it if it can catch up and get moving, then I think it really does start to take down all of the Dreepies and Badoos before it can really get going.
Yeah, and that's the goal that it wants to do. It wants to take everything out, the draw engines and everything before it can really get online.
Yeah, and I mean, straight pulled is also known as slow pulled. So
That's true.
this might be the deck that's slightly unfavored into Enzorug, but I believe in Joe. Looks like we got the 7 cards,
Yep.
and
Well,
Joe's
let's
going to
see.
start with Monkey
Joe's feed is a
Dory.
little laggy, but we can still see what's happening.
Yeah, hopefully that's going to be okay.
Oh yeah. And it looks like Joe's going second, which is really good with that hand because he's already got Dreepy in hand. He's got Brock scouting to potentially get 2 other Dreepies or a Dreepy and a Badoo, more likely. The rescue
Oh wow,
board to retreat the monkey into the Badoo so that he can attach the energy to the Dreepy. So this is a really good opening hand.
oh yeah,
And
and
we are
we saw
see. Oh,
we
sorry.
just see Tyler start with Secret Box right off the rip,
Yep.
discarding Jack and Ends Castle and a energy, getting it right into the discard.
All right.
And we'll see
TBG
what
Nicole said Joe is on a 2013 laptop from middle school.
that I would believe that entirely,
Oh no, and
actually.
Chief Banana says can't judge him. My computer hasn't turned on in a week.
Looks like Tyler is now using Nest Ball to grab a Enstar Maka, attaching Power
And Power
Glass
Glass.
to the Enzor, and then laying down End's Castle. So all of End's
Mm,
Pokemon now get free retreat.
I do think the Ends Castle placement is a little premature. I
I,
don't think he's retreating right now, and that could just be bumped. And he has a 2 card hand.
that makes sense. I do think he might be relying on the fact that a lot of Dragapults have gone to a very thin stadium line as well.
That's true. I also don't really like the preemptive attach on the Darumaka. That can be
Mm,
punished.
that's true as well. Looks
So,
like Joe has started with benching Dreepy and now using
mhm.
Brock Scouting. What do you think he's going to pick?
Like I said before, I think he's going to grab a Badoo and a Dreepy because he has the rescue board to retreat into the Badoo. He has an Iono for next turn. Um, no point grabbing Genesect because the Ace Spec was already used. And
Hmm.
this will let him attach an energy to a Dreepy for the turn as well.
That's true. It's very true. It looks like that is what Joe is eyeing up. He's looking at the Badoo. He's looking at the Dreepy. He's checking, just double checking to make sure that this is the correct decision. He's also prize checking. It looks
Mhm.
like seeing his resources that he has for the game, making sure he has that ace spec. He benches down the Dreepy. He's checking his hand before putting down the Badoo, but attaching the fire energy to a Dreepy, attaching a rescue board to Monkey Dory, considering using the nest ball.
I don't hate the nest ball here. It's always useful to get probably a third Dreepy because you want to get as many cloaks as possible. If Tyler has a really good hand next turn, then only having 2 Dreepy would be really, really scary
That's true
because they
because
could
if
both be sniped.
exactly.
So getting a
Um,
third here kind of ensures that Joe might be able to play next turn if Tyler has a really good hand.
yeah, I agree entirely. I think that the nest ball for a third Dreepy is definitely a good choice. And if Tyler actually has a hand that does not start moving, then Joe's in a good place to have 3 recon directives. He retreats the Monkey Dory and Itchy Pollens with
Yep,
the Badoo, which actually does 20 damage because of the weakness on the Enzora.
that's true because it has
Jumping.
the grass weakness.
Oh, and we
So it
got
looks like we had
Darumaka.
the Darmanitan and the Zoroark off the rip,
It's
and an
crazy. And here's the
Iono.
Iona. Wow.
Okay, so that shows why he went down to a 2 card hand. He kind of had a good amount, but Joe got a good a good 6 off the Iono.
Oh yeah, that Pokemon League headquarters. Though it won't like help too much, it's going to bump the stadium and get rid of that free retreat. I'm
Mhm.
getting a Dracloak off the rip as well as the luxurious cape uh, to give that extra boost to the Dracloak, or even maybe
Yeah.
maybe even the Badoo.
I think 100% he'll cape a cloak, try to save it from another snipe here. I have to imagine
Yes.
he's just gonna throw down Prof and try to dig for another Badoo and potentially Unfair Stamp, Fez,
Probably.
anything to get the deck a rolling.
It looks like it looks like Joe has put in Monkey Dory to the active, is evolving one of the Dreepies into
Hmm.
Dracloak.
Now he
And
drew a Jacques here, but I
you,
think he's still gonna go for the Prof.
I think honestly, Recon Directive first might be for the best to see his options before he chooses which supporter.
The reason I like Prof is because right now you don't need two evolutions. You need other cards. You need like Badoo. You need Stamp, Fez, something.
That's true. That's also true. A Pheasantipity would go
Counter
really well
catcher
here.
even.
Looks like Joe is using the professor's research,
And jamming
which
tower is really good. Well, it's
Jamming
good
Tower
after he
turns off the
retreats the
power
monkey.
glass. Yes.
Looks like second Badoo is prized if he runs two Badoo. Does he run two Badoo?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And it looks like off of the recon directive, Joe is going to pick. Well, it looks like he's considering, but it looks like he's picking the psychic energy.
I
Got
think he knows that he
a
has to like
second
start
droopy.
attacking.
Yes, he does need to start attacking here, um, sooner rather than later as well. Using the Ultra Ball, and to get another Dracloak, I would think. Considering putting down the Pheasantipity as well.
I don't mind the Pheasantipity here because getting Stamp right now while he only has one Zoroark would be really good.
That
But
is
it doesn't
true.
appear that that's happening.
It looks
But
like
it does
Joe's
look like
gonna
we got Badoo.
got another Badoo. Retreating into the Badoo. Um, just checking his discard. Considering the Ultra Ball.
I don't hate it now, maybe to try to dig for it. But you'd almost it becomes a question of what you want to keep at that point.
Yeah.
You want to be able to get Pult next turn, but also Stamp would be good.
Well, it looks like he's going to try to dig for the stamp by grabbing another Dracloak, using the recon directive, and there's the
And there's
stamp.
the Stamp. Does he grab it?
That's of course you have to grab it. And Zoroark has the trait
But does
ability.
he save it for when he can attack?
Mm.
That's the question.
I think I don't. Well, I guess he's using the stamp. Slowing the Tyler down is, I think, a very good idea, especially since Zoroark has the trait ability. So
Right.
with a discard, you get two more cards. So that only adds two extra cards to Tyler's hand, which would ideally only give him four cards if you are
Yeah.
in Joe's position.
And that's why I like Stamp right now because there's only one Zoroark up. If there were three up, that wouldn't be a very effective Stamp.
No, not at all. Joe's thinking. I don't know if he's
I think he's
considering.
debating on if he plays Tower now or not.
I think ideally he might have wanted the counter catcher additionally, and then he would have slammed down jamming tower. But at this
Right, I think
point,
that's kind of what
probably
he's
not.
saving it for.
Yeah, probably not very useful. He's going to use the trade ability, getting rid of Pheasantipity,
Getting rid of Fez.
playing down another Enz Daramaka.
Okay. How much health does Darumaka have? 80. Okay. So that's pretty safe from a Dragapult attack.
Oh yeah,
There's no damage counters on his side, so Monkey can't move anything. It looks like Tyler drew nothing.
Wow.
And that
Just
shows the power of Unfair
passed.
Stamp.
Yeah, unfair stamp. Just such a good card in this deck. Looks like Joe's going to immediately go into Recon Directive. And there's that counter catcher we were talking about, but does he just grab the experience share instead in case there's a revenge kill?
So he doesn't want to damage his Zoroark too much without knocking it, right?
That's true.
Because then it could copy Reshiram's attack on the bench. So the counter catcher makes sense to maybe try to start taking out some of these other threats.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Joe is thinking about grabbing this Night Stretcher so that he can get energy into hand, use the Jack, and start swinging with Polt. But is that what he chooses? Yes, it is what he chooses.
I think that's correct because you don't really want to Iono. You know your opponent has nothing.
Oh yeah, you don't want to give him fresh cards if he just passed at this point. Now we got a third Recon Directive. Double Boss's Orders, pretty easy choice there. Looks like Joe's going to evolve into the Dragapult, use the Night Stretcher, and grab a Psychic Energy. Attaching it to the Dragapult, and he's just going to start swinging. He is, I feel like Joe is in just a good spot right now.
What do you want to get rid of?
He's
Probably that.
I think the Darmanitan, it's the one that bench snipes and causes the most issues.
He has to be careful how much damage he puts on there, but I think he put just enough.
I think he did. Dragapult with the Phantom Dive hits for 200, and so putting 80 damage counters onto the ends, Zoroark will get him right there for another Phantom Dive. Is Tyler able to respond at this point?
It really depends on what that top deck plus trade is going to give him. If it doesn't give him anything, then Joe is in a super dominating position to boss the Zoroark if Tyler retreats it, and then also take out a Zorua and get back on even prize trade. There'd only be 2 prizes left.
Looks like...
And Tyler's digging. Wow. He's discarding stuff he probably wouldn't want to discard.
And he even used a Buddy Poff in there and decided to not take any cards out of the deck.
And there goes Defiance.
He is still ahead on prize cards.
Okay, so he did prevent a 3 prize turn.
He did.
And he has his draw engine on board. But does that get him anywhere?
Well, I mean, at this point, he doesn't really have any attackers is the problem. You can't Night Joker another and Zoroark. So if he doesn't get it online, he's going to be doing a Flare for 50 without a Darmanitan. Or he will need to find the Reshiram.
I think he would more likely retreat it into one of the other Zoroarks. Because this one's ready to just be KO'd.
Oh, of course.
So I don't even think he would do Flare. I think he would retreat and say, "Do you have boss?"
To which we know the answer to that, but
there's
Tyler
the Reshiram, so he can get some damage down.
Yeah, he can get some damage on the board.
I believe that's what is it? 170 plus?
I think it is.
So that would be 250 damage.
That's pretty good. That's a good chunk of damage, and if you have a if Tyler ends up finding the ends Darmanitan, then we're in a very good spot.
So he did opt for the damage. And just saying, you know what, you can knock this out, whatever. Let's see what happens.
Tyler is ahead on the prize cards and is only foreseeing a 2. Well, it could be a 3 prize. It would be a 3 prize KO if Monkey gets the luminous energy on him.
It looks like Joe picked Genesect over boss, and I'm assuming that's for hand disruption. He wants to keep a boss in the deck. He doesn't want them both in his hand.
Oh, definitely. Having 2 boss is just, frankly, very useless at this point.
Joe has bought a turn, so he can start powering up another Dracloak. And unless Tyler's hand is good, I mean, he only has 2 cards, and the Pheasantipity has been discarded.
Yes, the
So he
Pheasantipity
might be
did
in a
get
tight
discarded.
spot.
Yeah, there's no energy on the board at all. So I think we're just in a. I think Tyler might. Frankly, I think he might be cooked. Um,
It all depends on what that hand is. Maybe he
and
has. Does
I
he
mean,
run
he has
Frost?
3 trades to get him extra cards.
Where's my
Um,
Discord?
Now he's
He
doing the
does run
Phantom
Prof.
Dive.
He might be able to find more cards.
That's true. With one professor's research in deck.
If he finds some ends PP ups, he can power up another Zoroark.
There's also Janine's Secret Art. Um,
I forgot that he does that run. He runs Janine's Secret Art to attach Dark from the deck.
yeah, so if he finds that and ends PP up, I think we might be actually doing really well.
So there is a problem with Tyler's approach here. If he does
And
not
what is
KO
that?
this Pult, then if he doesn't KO this Pult or evolve Darmanitan, Monkey is going to be able to move damage to the Darmanitan for a Phantom Dive to knock it out.
Oh yeah.
So he needs to evolve this or KO the Pult, or ideally both.
And is Tyler going to be able to reach that? He's going for an Iono,
He
so we're
got
not
the
getting that
Iono.
Janine. So we have to get an ends PP up here. And that gave the luminous energy right to Joe.
I think discarding the Pheasantipity, so it's scary to play Pheasantipity against Dragapult because of the 210 health.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you're going to get hand disrupted, maybe hold on to it, because right now it seems like he's struggling a little bit.
I agree. I, he just is not getting the draws that he needs, and if he pulled one of the night stretchers, I mean, now is the time to use it to get the Pheasantipity, so he could get a little bit more draw support. But I don't know if Tyler really got it.
The hesitation suggests to me that he does not have anything.
I don't think he does. I just think that this game might be over for Tyler. He's just not able to keep up. Once Dragapult started moving, and once this Pult started Phantom diving,
Mm-hmm.
it has been he's now struggling to maintain momentum.
Yep.
He's
So
just
it looks like he's
passing.
just stalling.
We got Joe's turn now.
I think Joe would probably like to see. I don't even know. I was gonna say he'd like to see a boss because he doesn't want to damage Zoroark, but at the same time, he's already powering up this other cloak. I don't know if it's a big deal to just damage a Zoroark and say, "Hey, if you have the energy, go ahead and knock out this Pult because I'm just gonna have another one."
Oh yeah. And I like Joe's move here. There's
There's
the
the
boss.
boss.
He has the boss. He has the luminous energy.
I think
Double boss.
I
But he's
bet
still
he's.
short. He's just short by a little bit here. Because there's 70 on the back.
That's a
Zoroark.
tough grab. We have Lil Nikki in chat. I'm gonna guess that's the Nikki that I know that also knows
Hello,
Tyler.
hello, other Nikki. Grabbing the second boss to hopefully disrupt the rest of this board state.
Nicole also reminded us, hey, Joe has Monkey to be able to do this.
I did say the monkey can do that, but he can't take a 3 prize turn.
No, but I think he doesn't even care. He's so far ahead now.
Oh yeah, now he's so far ahead.
It's almost no big deal.
No, I think at this point you just scoop when you're Tyler.
Depends on how late he wants to stay up. Yeah, I with 1 prize left, an almost powered up cloak on the bench. there's not much hope for Tyler here.
I really think that unless Tyler somehow found ends PP up and another energy, there's not really. Or how many energy does that attach? Is it 2 or is it
It's
1?
just 1, and
Yeah.
I think it even has to be to the bench, which
Yeah.
wouldn't be a problem right
Well,
now,
we got
but
free retreat. Oh,
there's a blood moon.
well, there's a blood moon. Okay.
Now we can
Blood moon,
say
Iono.
so yeah, Blood Moon Iono could make things a little awkward, but we do have Fez and 2 cloaks, so I don't know exactly how awkward that would get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Though the Iona would send one of the bosses down into the bottom of the deck as well.
And that might be how many boss does he run? Because we've seen him use
With
what, 1
Joe,
or 2?
I think Joe has used one boss at this point, but my memory might be mistaking me. And he does run 3 on the list.
Okay,
Using
well
Brock
there's a
Scouted.
Brock, so that actually is game.
I think that's game at this point. As long as,
As long as Joe gets an energy.
yeah, we just need 1 energy for
Actually
Joe.
not even. So he could bench Halucha, put 10 damage on the Darumaka, boss it up, and then jet headbutt.
Oh, that's true, actually.
So
So,
he
yep,
has
yeah,
game.
he just has game. Looks
Although
like
it looks like
Tyler
Tyler's saying, you
Wars.
know what? I am taking down and getting more prizes at the very least. I am
He's
going to
trying
go
his
down to
best
1
here.
prize too.
At least he's going
Which,
down.
that's a valiant
Yeah.
effort. Now, does Joe realize he has game in hand?
Well, I guess we'll see. He promotes Monkey Dory. Looks like Joe is.
He does not.
He doesn't. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
wait. He just grabbed Bloodmoon. Never mind.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
so
game.
we're still gonna have to yell at him because he should have done the much cooler play of Halucha.
I mean, Blood Moon boss for game is usually a pretty
But
effective
how much
way
cooler would
to
it be
to
to
win. Though
Halucha and
I
then
know.
boss and jet headbutt?
Either way, boss is involved. I think either play was fine in the end. But it looks like Joe takes game 1 out of 7 against Tyler Price.